Let's talk a little bit about the inspection team that you're going to need. Assuming you do want to go find your own and your own team, every agent should have a good home and sewer inspector, actually a few of them, and an oil tank inspector or two. But if you want to find them, you want to ask them like how fast can they get you in? How quick can they respond? And are they a solo operation or multiple people? Very important here, especially the home inspector side, because oftentimes when you find a house that you want to have, the contingency timelines are critical. We'll be talking more about that in the week 4, but you want to see like can you get me in? And if it's a one-man shop, they might not be able to juggle things. If they get behind, if they have something come up, you're just at more risk of not being able to honor your timeline, of losing the deal, never even getting the chance to go after it. So I like inspectors that have multiple people working with them, even though I have a bench, a Rolodex with a good bench, deep bench of inspectors that I can use. Do they work in the area, and are they in the area that you're shopping in often? Or are they going to be somebody who's usually working out here? I found a great inspector that I like, a buddy, the guy I used last time, but he's up in Skagit County. It's going to be a nightmare for him to try to get down to Beacon Hill. Like, are they in the area? Is it going to be easier for them to get to your house and do the inspection? It's a nice little bonus, but will they provide repair price estimates? The inspectors that we like to use have a software built in to their inspection reports that will not only pull all the items that they say need to be fixed or suggested, but they pull from a database that contractors can use on how much repairs should cost. So they give you not only the inspection report, but a cost estimate on what that should or could cost you to do, which can inform your offer, your price. Do you want to do the work yourself? Do you want to make the seller negotiate? It's a great added benefit if you find somebody that can do that for you. Will they check for additional things like mold, lead, asbestos, moisture, all that stuff? Our inspectors can do infrared to check for leaks of like heat sealing or missing insulation behind the walls that you can't even see, which is really cool. They can test mold. They will test lead and asbestos. Those are invasive tests. You got to take samples out of the house. So you usually need to get additional permission from the seller if you're going to do that. But you do want to know if that's available, if you want it. And then what does their pricing look like for home inspections? When you're looking at sewer and septic, this is a really critical one. Do they do the repair work as well? And will they give you a discount or credit on the repairs if they do? If you get an inspection from them and there's repairs needed, will they credit back some of the inspection cost if they're going to do the repairs? You want to be aware of, if they do the repairs, they may try to sell the work instead of just the inspection. I have a couple, my home inspector does sewer inspections as well. So I usually do a combination, and there's a savings in that because they're already on the site. But I also have a different company that I like to use for sewer inspections that only does the inspections. They don't sell any work. And I used to think that was kind of silly, but I had an experience that I mentioned earlier that I'll talk about now. There used to be a sewer inspection company. I'm not going to name names here, but they were really well regarded sewer scope company, and they did great stuff, man. They could locate stuff. It was really cool, and they were fast. They had a big team. They were all over the place. We could get sewer inspections 24 to 36 hours all the time with them. It was great. Their prices were awesome. Well, they kept growing and their prices kept going up, which was okay because the service was great. What ended up happening is they added in the repairs as well. And then they started really trying to sell repair work. So I used them on a listing I had here in Bellevue for a pre-inspection, which is what we do on our listings. And they came out and did the sewer scope, and they said they ran into a problem and there was a break in the line and it was really bad and had to be fixed immediately. They could barely get their camera through it. And so I had them locate it and show me exactly where it was and how far down it was. And it was thankfully, still inside the house. So they quoted me like 5,000-6,000 bucks to fix it. It was a few years ago now. The line was only a foot under the floor at that point in time. So I knew, like knowing what I know, okay, I've got some guys, I can get this cement broken, get this floor rolled back, get the cement broken, get access to the line in a couple hours of labor. Knew a plumber who could come out and fix it for a couple $100, backfill it, rough cement, and away we go. I could have got it done for about $1,000. So pretty easy deal, but I was still like, something doesn't seem right. And they couldn't get the line the whole way. So I called a different guy that doesn't do the repair work. He came out, ran the line, got through basically no problem. And once I had double checked the work and compared the two sewer scope videos, I saw they were there mainly trying to sell work. Haven't used them since, but that's one of the things that can happen. That's one of the thing, little risk you want to be aware of when you're looking at them. Will they provide you a video of the sewer line? That's a thing that you really want to see. Will they locate the line and provide the depth of pipe, especially if there's an issue? If you're getting a sewer scope, you want to understand how deep is the pipe and where is it? Because if they do the work, that's going to impact the bid. And if they don't do the work, but you can give that information to another contractor, you can get a bid or an estimate much faster, and they may not even have to come out if you send them the video and that information. We talked about last week, sewer repairs can be one of the biggest things that you're going to end up needing to do on a home. So getting that information can be really important. Is the repair in the street? How deep is it? What's going to have to happen? Being able to locate and get the depth of the pipe is huge. Getting video of the issue is huge because you can send the video to a repair company and they can say, oh, we can just jet that out, or we can fix that issue by lining it instead of digging the whole thing up. And that's great information to have. So you want to be able to get that video and to see, does the guy who's doing the scoping, do they jet lines? Do they do the lining inside of the pipe? Great questions to be asking them. When you're looking at oil tanks, do they do the soil testing and the decommissioning or the removal of the tanks for you, or do they just do the testing? So those are some key questions to ask those contractors that you're working with.